and it feels like they just picked the Jhin Alistar just to kind of have, the Alistar for the setup, the Jhin for the follow-up. Feels like they kind of got everything they wanted in this game one.
I would agree, and I think even if they picked, Teemo, Zillion in the bottom lane, it would have still been fine. Well, and so DNS very happy that they can pick up this first dragon, because I think Drakes are going to be really important for this composition to keep themselves in control.
Yeah, so opting to go for the Drake instead of going for the grubs. I mean, Rich did get that recall off, so he was healthy anyway, but prioritizing that. And I think it feels bad to pick up a mountain and then see the Hex Tech after.
Yeah, true. Waiting for some stuff to happen. I think if Double Dragon comes through for DNS, then maybe we could talk about them actually having a real advantage. But so far, nothing for either side has really put anyone in the lead, as now Peter might be out of position. Remember, does have his ultimate back off cooldown now. But there's an Emperor's Divide. They look for Pyosik. It's kind of a miss situation there from Willa's ultimate, but it doesn't matter. That is going to be a trade as Yukal goes down, but so does Pyosik. Another anchor comes in, but it's great pulverize there from Peter as the Ornn has turned up, and Rich is going to throw a ram at the cow and then get himself out of there. Doesn't quite find it, but it's a good flash there from Peter. Now Dudu with a flamethrower and a dream is just going to take out the Ornn, and flash out there from Willa gets him over the wall. DNS find the team fight and walk away with a 700 gold lead. Gets himself out of there, and now we're starting up the Drake yet again. We do have all of DNS in the vicinity. Public Execution comes down, gets on top of Pyosik. Once again, they really want to engage on to the Pantheon as Emperor's Divide is avoided by the Orianna, but now Closer is zoned away. Kind of a mixed up fight here as everyone's sort of all over the place. There's another solo ulti onto Yukal, and he dies to the turret. Now an equalizer goes down as Peter's hunting Jiu, and there's the curtain call. I don't know whether Peter can kill him as Jiu is going to look to try and get over the wall, but never mind. Hoof to the noggin, and down goes the Ezreal. That was the opposite of all of that feedback that we gave to DRX.
Yes, they just blow everything again at the start of the fight. So this is really where DNS wanted to be at this point in the game. The early game was slower. It took a bit more time for them to get online, but 3.5k gold at 16 minutes.
Peter's making his way in. Dudu already there as Willow was tanking up the turret. Didn't really want to, as now Andal, speaking of didn't want to do things. Now we've got an Emperor's Divide. Dudu just immunes it completely. Flash out from Peter as the Ornn has turned up, and Dudu is taking a lot of Sand Soldier auto attacks. Somehow it actually works out here for DRX. Not quite enough in the tank on the DNS side. Oh wow, is the equalizer on cooldown until Dudu died? Or did he just not use it?
I'm not. I assume it must have been on cooldown because
as we often say, if we're trying to be the optimistic one in solo queue.
Yeah.
As now Closer could be Emperor's Divided. Does actually. As Shockwave is going to connect there as well, and Pyosik turns up. So Yukal just once again dead. That was an odd decision to make. As Willa and Andal just say, well, Pigeon Man, you are dead.
Just so useless in the late game.
Yeah.
But he does so much damage now, and there's so much armor pen for free on his ult, like the passive armor pen.
And the damage mitigation means that he's just not that squishy.
Yeah, he
Andal's,
scales
of course,
pretty well.
Going in. I'm just not sure whether it's a good idea, as he gets a decent little shield, keeps himself alive for a while, and now Rich has turned up, does find the Ram, as they do get the knock-up onto the Orianna. Now Will is trying to get out of there, dealing with Dudu, who's silenced himself. Peter's looking a bit worse for wear, as Jiu trying to get that damage down, now onto Dudu. Willa makes it out to safety, and Rich is just trying to clonk people over the head with his hammer. Yukal gets caught by the Deadly Flourish, but makes his way out as he shifts the sands, and Rich is able to get himself out of there. The curtains have been called, though. And the last bullet, not quite enough. Yukal just outranges it. I'm not sure how most of DRX survived that, but definitely good on him.
Jiwoo and Yukal both quite mobile. We're getting more fighting, it seems.
We are just straight into another fight. Yukal in a bit of trouble yet again. Man, he is just not having a great time this game, as now Headbutt Pulverize onto Andal, and he should be set up on a silver platter for a double kill from Doctom. And if I was to give any feedback, I'd probably say get it together, Yukal. That's probably where I would be in this one. He's been out of position. Conversation.
They can just kind of ignore him and then deal with him at the end of the fight, right? The CC is a big problem, of course, but if everyone else dies first, it's not really going to be too much of a concern. And Yukal just seems to always be dying at the start of the fight.
Back in the day, they didn't want to consult us on all of the names, and so therefore they just decided not to actually put the official names down. They still exist, they're just not written in the game. Okay. Because I think maybe we missed the email was in junk or something like that. We forgot to get it out. Now Andal is potentially caught out of, by potentially I mean he's very caught out of position. The curtains are called on Endel's life.
Yeah. Move in, so they move off the Baron.
Well, there is an equalizer that goes down. Pyosik gets here as well, but we're flashing. And is the Arcane Shift going to be back? Yes, it is. Decent position there, but unfortunately, the Orb makes its way over the wall, and there is a dead 80 carry. This could be another opportunity for a Baron.
Kind of sad. Peter's not on the team with the Orn now.
I know.
He's already a Bandle Piper.
Where is the Bandle Pipes? Ugh. And Rich was our OG Bandle Piper, was he not? He was. He was the first one to... I know it was on his Cassante. Now Dudu could be in a little bit of trouble and does have the equalizer down, and now the Ram comes on through. Rich seeing what he can get done here as there's the public execution to bring Willa back in. Shockwave connects onto 2 though, and DRX, I think they're running out of time as Doctor's going to turn up. The Empress Divide goes entirely wide after the flash though, and once again, Yukal immediately dies. Oh, it's just not the best day. It's now Pyosik going to dive on top, and I think that's all she wrote on this one, ladies and gentlemen. Triple here for Doctor. And DNS, I think, may have just broken the metaphorical camel's back.
I feel like he's keeps going for these plays, and he just keeps ending up in bad situations. He had a Seeker's Arm Guard, didn't get a chance to use it there. That helps a lot.
Yeah.
So, definitely a contributing factor.
Well, speaking of Rich, Peter with the headbutt, that was beautiful. He may still die, but he's got an unbreakable will, and that is going to keep him alive. Finds the double pulverize there as well as Equalizer goes down. Willer is definitely dead. Cannot ulti out of that one as the Emperor's Divide from the grave for Yukal does next to nothing. The Shockwave, so good out of closer, and DRX just lose 3 in the blink of an eye, and now Pyosik is looking for even more. Down will go Jiu, and is that going to be the ace? They save Rich till last because he takes the longest time. And Jiu has an endless hunger, but unfortunately I think he's still going to be hungry as he may not even get out of the death chamber before the Nexus explodes. DNS looking to break open the base.
And honestly, at this point, DRX, the game looks pretty doomed. 13,000 gold disadvantage, the Ocean Soul in pocket as well, pushing with the Baron. They should be able to be up in time before the game ends, but I'm not sure they can really do too much to prevent it. No, DNS look to try and finish now or back off and play it safe. Looks like they'll just push in.
Is there an Andal Penta angle? That's what we've got to see. But I don't think so, as Yukal has respawned. Hook is going to connect there onto Dudu, but they're focusing down the Nexus turrets, and Andal dies as an afterthought. Willer is trying to deal with these minions as best he can, as now Peter just wandering towards the fountain and doesn't seem too worried. Another Shockwave going to connect. The Pigeon dies on the fountain. The cow goes down as well, but it does not matter. The Nexus will fall, and DNS move up 1-0 in the series.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.